Okay, now we are getting to the Greiner's model of organizational growth. And I think it is a very complex model, so I have already drawn myself a little bit of template. So I will at first explain a little bit. On our vertical axis, we have the size of an organization from as they begin when they were small until they are large. And on our horizontal axis, we have the age of an organization. So here they are beginning, so they are young, and at the final stage they are mature. And I have already mentioned the stage. We are going to have 5 stages, and at every of these stage there is going to be growth through something, and at the end of the stage you are going to see the crisis. So you can see I have already highlighted these parts. So here we are growing, and at the end of the stage we have got a crisis. It's highlighted with the red color, and then we solve it somehow, and again we grow and the crisis again. So I think we can begin with the stage number 1, and it is called the stage when we grow through creativity. And how is that done? Well, we have got idea. So there is idea, and we have got our entrepreneurs who are working on it. So thanks to that, we have maybe perceived some niche share, and we are earning money. So that is, everything is okay. But what is going to be problem here? Well, the problem will be that the entrepreneurs are not paying enough attention to efficiency. So not paying paying enough attention to efficiency or effectiveness. And that is going to be the reason for our crisis. We will have the crisis of leadership, where maybe the stakeholders realize that, okay, these entrepreneurs are not the right persons. So maybe we can say they are not right persons. persons. So the stakeholders or maybe the customers also realize, okay, this company is not right. So they will have this crisis. And now we have to find some sense of a solution. So what can be solution to the crisis of leadership when your employees, customers, and shareholders realize that you as an entrepreneur are not the right person? Well, you should try to find yourself a direction, or you should try to find a new direction. So we can say some rebranding. So rebranding of a company, and it will be simply done through the hiring of a new top management team. So new management team. And now these guys who came to the company, they really are going to bring some standardized and some formal rules and procedures that allow each organizational function to monitor and control its activities better. So we can monitor. Also, we can standardize, and you really can see that we are getting mature. This is a sign of a matured company, that they are able to standardize their activities or functions. But there will be some problem always. So now we are getting to the crisis that follows the stage 2, and it is called the crisis of autonomy. Just realize that maybe there was too much of the standardizing and monitoring, and the creative people will feel frustrated. So creative people are frustrated frustrated because these standards do not really allow them to still be creative and still keep the pace that was in the first stage, where we just thanks to them were growing. Now we are growing thanks to our top management, so they are somehow losing their position, or they are less motivated now, and that's the crisis. Okay, so how we should try to solve it? And now we are getting to the third stage, and we will solve it through the delegation, or through, we can say, decentralization of authority. So decentralization of authority, when we delegate the authority to lower level managers. So we delegate the authority to lower level managers managers. And that was the solution, right? Because now maybe we are going to have some high responsiveness, and our divisions. Maybe we will create a multi-divisional company, and these creative people will again get the motivation thanks to the delegation. So we really are growing thanks to the fact that we have delegated the authority to lower level managers. But then, of course, there will be some problem. And the crisis that will occur here is going to be the crisis of control. And it will be, just imagine the guys who were previously in the charge, or that were holding the power, now they feel that they are losing control. So losing control. Control. Okay, so how are we going to solve this problem? Well, we will try to re-centralize, and we are already in stage 4, so we will try to re-centralize, so that we will try to find a balance. So, balance between the standardization and some mutual adjustment, between the centralized decision making and decentralized decision making. So, we will now start to make some expertise and monitoring. So, expertise and monitoring. But of course, there will occur some problem that will move us to stage 5, and the problem here is called a little bit weirdly, it is the red tape crisis. And this crisis basically tell us that all these new and all this increasing number of procedures, so we have got increasing number of procedures and some standards. So procedures and standards, well, that seems to be fine, because in the previous stages it was good for us that we have done it, we have grown thanks to it. But here it will cause the bureaucracy. So this causes the bureaucracy, and this is negative externality for us. We cannot afford it, because the bureaucracy in this stage is not increasing our effectiveness and the size of our organization. And we will again solve it, thanks God. And we have got our stage 5, where we will try to collaborate a little bit more. What does it mean to say a collaboration in a company? Well, it will mean that we will create some greater spontaneity, or we will try to motivate for greater spontaneity. Spontaneity. And maybe we will make some product team structure, or maybe a metrics team structure. So metrics team structure. And we are basically moving from a mechanistic to organic to organic structure. And this is where the model ends. So you have seen the 5 stages. At first, we have had the growth through creativity, which ended up with a leadership problem when the stakeholders realized that entrepreneur is not the right person for this business. Then we have changed the top management team, and we have grown thanks to some direction. But we got the problem of autonomy when our creative people who were in charge at our first stage, they have been frustrated, so that we have to delegate some company to them or to some lower level managers. But again, some problem occurred, and was the loss of control of corporate and top management. So we had to re-centralize again, and started to try to find a balance between the centralized and decentralized decision making. And the last problem that occurred was the increased number of procedures caused the bureaucracy, and that was very negative for us. So at the final stage, we have tried to motivate people for greater spontaneity, and changed our structure from basically the mechanic one to organic one. So, and this is where the model ends. There is no more definition for what will happen next. So hopefully see you in next video.